Hey guys, it's Harshith from Players. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna be looking at my quarantine reads. During this pandemic, I traveled from Chennai to Pune. I knew that I had to undergo 15 days of quarantine when I reached Pune, so I picked a few books along with me to read in this quarantine. This video is all about my reviews on my quarantine reads. First book is Trouble According to Humphrey. This book is part of a very big series. I have just picked up this book and it is a very nice book, guys. The protagonist of this story is a hamster. His name is Humphrey. There is a town named after him called Humphreyville. This story is about how he looks at his classroom. He lives in a classroom. He's a classroom pet. In the back he says, "Dear friends, room 26 of Longfellow School where I live is usually a peaceful place. But all of a sudden, problems popped up." In this book, you see about how this little hamster sees all the problems in the classroom. As students, we look at problems like normal things and we try to resolve them. But what can a hamster do? Read this book to find out. Next book is a very nice book. This is also part of a very big series. It is The Roman Mysteries, The Gladiators from Capua, written by Caroline Lawrence. In this book, you'll see a bunch of kids. They're like kid Sherlock Holmes. They have the same deduction powers of Sherlock Holmes, and they know this is the Roman times and gladiators. They're fighting everywhere, and at the same time, this kid of their friend, this kid Jonathan, he goes missing. Turns out he's a gladiator. He changed his name, and this book is about how they get to the bottom of this mystery. Turn Jonathan into a good person instead of dying as a gladiator. Next book is a heart-touching book, a very good book. I enjoyed this book in this quarantine. I'm in home right now. I'm in home quarantine and I can't go out. This book took me out. I went through this through this boy called OK. This book is I'm OK, written by Patty Kim. Book is a really good book, guys. Are you alone or are you feeling sad? Is your day very bad? Take this book up. You'll complete this book in 2 days and you can definitely see that there is happiness. You can see the happiness. It starts out sad. It starts out with this boy called OK. He's a Korean boy. His father died like a week ago. It starts in how he and his family, his mother and they mourn in church. It starts there, and at the end, this is how friendship can take you to the right place. Lovely book, guys. Do try this book out. Very good book. Next book, The House That Lou Built. I have already read this book. I didn't say it's a quarantine read. You know, I've already reviewed this book, right, guys? Link is in the description below. Go check it out if you haven't. Next book is In Your Shoes by Donna Gephardt. This book is a very good book. When you look at the front cover, see shoes. When you look at the back, the story starts with the shoe and the story ends with the shoe. A particular kind of shoe, which is a bowling shoe. Read this book to find out why it's a bowling shoe. Sometimes friendship can take you home. It's the typical teenager kid going to school, but here Amy Iris Silverman, she just lost her mother a few years ago. She goes to her uncle's funeral home. She lives there. She has just moved from Chicago to Pennsylvania. This story is about how she gets to know people in her homeroom and how friendship took her to the right place. Another book like that. Next book is The Perfect Secret by Rob Boya. There's already another book in this series which I haven't read, but The Perfect Secret is the perfect book for you if you are good at keeping secrets. I'm not good at keeping secrets, but this book, it taught me how to keep a secret and what's the benefits of keeping a secret. Rob Boya is the author of another best-selling series called Mr. Turrup. I'm thinking of picking up that series sometime later if I can. If I do and if I like it, I will definitely review it on my channel. Stay tuned for that review. When you look at the back, you see that there's kind of a calendar kind of thing. And you see this kid's name, Gavin. Next is Randy. Next is Scott. Next is Trevor. Next is Natalie. Let me just give you a small peek. Gavin is a football player. He loves football. His whole craze is about football. And his family supports him a lot in playing football. Gavin's story is about how he gets even better in football and how he brings two odd people together when they're not together. It might sound crazy, but in the book Rob Boyer has written it so awesome, you'll understand it definitely. Randy is a gymnastist. She does like the craziest gymnastic stunts in the book. Like she goes to regionals, it's a gymnastics competition, and she wins the competition, and this is how she persuades her friends to do the right thing. Scott is a very attentive kid. He's good with numbers, not math, good with numbers. When you play chess with him, he'll know what your last 7 moves were, and he can predict what you're gonna do next. He's like a commentator, but for the football team, he's the stats man. Trevor is an interesting case. Trevor's brother Brian is a criminal. Not exactly a criminal, but he is a thief. His brother Trevor's brother Brian and Brian's friend Chris, they together steal a lot of stuff, especially video games from a store called Best Buy. Best Buy is a very popular store. It sells a lot of stuff related to technology. Visit it. It's a very good technology place. If you're a tech geek, do visit that place. Last is Natalie. Natalie is an aspiring lawyer. When you look at Natalie's thing, it's very, very big. Natalie's top goals. 1. Find out why Mrs. Wood and Mrs. Magenta are not speaking together. Told you right? Trying to bring two people together. There's a very big conspiracy story there which these kids uncover. A mission shared by all the kids. Teaches someone an important life skill without anyone knowing. This book is like the perfect friendship story, the perfect secret. Exactly. Title is how these kids like do everything together. Keeping these books aside, I have read some e-books like The Magic Drum and The Adventure of the Blue Carbuncle. I'm reading another book called The Glass Castle. It's going pretty good so far. I will definitely complete it and review it, so stay tuned for that too. First, let's look at The Magic Drum. The Magic Drum and Other Favorite Stories by Sudha Murthy is a very good book. It's a collection of classic tales. You might have heard this tale, at least tales from either your grandmother or grandfather. It's like the perfect bedtime story. You feel very happy if you just take up that book, read each one story for 35 days. There are 35 stories, and trust me guys, you'll love it. You might have heard these stories already before. Sudha Murthy, she does a really good job in writing classics. She has the perfect ability to turn a situation which is not so relevant and turn it into a story which readers will love. She does that so awesome, which is what she has done in this book. What she does is she takes the classic grandfather bedtime story and she gives it a little twist and she presents it to the reader. The way she presents it is awesome, guys. The character development in this book is like awesome. You won't get, this book is not at all muddled. Even though it has 35 stories in it, it's totally not muddled. Best book to read for bedtime. Okay guys, that's it for my quarantine reads. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you liked this video. If you have liked this video, go there and leave a like on this video. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, go down there and subscribe, guys. It'd be very helpful. And also hit that little bell button next to it. You gotta subscribe and then hit the bell button.